These are shark-infested waters. Danger lurks all around. There are sharks circling you right now. Is this the Pacific? The South China Sea? No. This is the business insurance industry. Don't take chances with your business insurance. Call High House Insurance, your local business insurance experts. We don't pay to be on comparison websites, so your premiums are better value. For a free no-obligation quote, call Selsey 606 552. High House, local reliable insurance. High Street, Selsey.
Hello again, and a very warm welcome to Manhood Internet Radio. I'm Tony Weiner, your host for this show, who nearly got caught out with the new introduction music. Now then, we haven't heard from Keith recently, and I'm told he has an interesting tale to tell, but before that, let's find out what's going on in Selsey.
Hello and welcome once again to our weekly look at what's going to be happening in the town of Selsey. First of all, on Tuesday the 10th of October, all day, there's the VIP Club. They meet at Hanover Close and it's a club for the visually impaired. Also on Tuesday morning, the art class between 9:30 and 12:30, where beginners will be made very welcome. It's £12.50 per session if you pay in advance for a half or full term, or if you'd rather just drop in and pay, then it's £15. You can call 603 836 for some more information. Also on Tuesday, Slimming World between 9:30 and 10:30 at the Town Hall. Come along to find out how to make the most of food and lose weight the healthy and easy way. Apparently you can eat lots of lovely foods like pasta and potatoes, yummy roast dinners, have treats and still get slimmer. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Becky has some more information on that. 078 56 304 225. That's Becky. In the afternoon on Tuesday, kickboxing for kids at the Selsey Centre between 4:30 and 5:30. And then at 6 there's girls football at the Academy School Lane. That finishes at 7. Then at 7 there's netball for all, again at the Academy Sports Hall. That finishes at 8:30. Moving on now to Wednesday the 11th. 9:15 in the morning, there's a body conditioning class for an hour. That's an exercise class held at the Selsey Centre. It's also the morning for the Seal Island Swimming Club. They meet at the Oasis Pool, West Sands, between 9:30 and 10:30. Also on Wednesday, as usual, there's wood carving at the Scout Hut. A small friendly group of wood carvers meeting every Wednesday at the Scout Hut and helping each other with their various carvings. Do feel free to drop in and have a look at what they get up to. For more information, you can look on their website, www.selseywoodcarvers.co.uk. They start at 10 and finish at 4. At 10:20 on Wednesday, the Fitter Sitters exercise class takes place at the Selsey Centre. That's an exercise class for the less mobile, starting at 10:20 and finishing at 11:20. In the afternoon on Wednesday, it's the Selsey WI. That meets at the Town Hall, starting at 2:15 and finishing at 4:15. 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, the Selsey Model Boat Club meet at the pond on East Beach on Wednesday, where their members sail radio-controlled boats. New members are always welcome. Chris has some further details, 601 550. And then in the early evening, 6:30 until 7:30, there's Selsey Fun Yoga and Wellbeing at the Town Hall. This is a friendly yoga class for all levels of ability. It's £7 a session if you just drop in, or you can pay £30 for 5 classes. You can call Vince on 07817 135 472 for some further details, or have a look at the website roadtripyoga.com for some more information. The Selsey Community Choir will be rehearsing as usual on Wednesday between 7 and 8:30 at Selsey Methodist Church, and also at 7, finishing at 8, there's carpet bowls at Medmenbury Primary School. On Thursday the 12th of October, 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock, the Selsey Bridge Club meet at the club on Cox's Road. It's a friendly group of mixed ability. Carol has some further details, 602250. What about going along to the library after hours on a Thursday? 6:15 until 7:15. You can go along to the library to read, to chat, or just to listen to what's going on. Also on Thursdays, walking football between 6 and 7:30. That's a gentle game of football to keep you in shape. Walking football for the over 50s, and you'd be very welcome to go and join them. Also on Thursday, 6:30 until 7:45, the Lighthouse Youth Club meets at East Beach Church. That's for school years 5 to 8. Then between 7 and 8, there's adult basketball at the Academy Sports Hall, and of course carpet bowls once again 7 until 8 at Medbury Primary School. Friday the 13th of October, Seal Island Swimming Club meet at the Oasis Pool, Bunleisure, between 9:30 and 10:30. And then between 10 and 11:45, it's the Sunbeams Preschool Group. This is a group for babies, toddlers and their carers at East Beach Evangelical Church. You can contact 607741 or 605236 for some further details. Or what about Steady and Strong, 11:30 until 12:30? This is a class which focuses on improving strength, posture, balance and confidence. £4 on a pay-as-you-go basis. Heidi Dunster has some further information. 0782 692 4923. Also on Friday, 2 until 4, it's Bridge for Beginners at the Selsey Club on Cox's Road. And also at 2 o'clock, there's the Darby and Joan Club at St Peter's Church Hall, where there's a game of bingo, raffles, a cup of tea and a chat. Sometimes they go out to garden centres and shopping trips. Transport is provided by the Selsey Venture Bus if you're a member. If you'd like some more information, Jill Evenden has some details, 604187. That's 2 until 4, the Darby and Joan Club. For the slightly younger members of Selsey, there's the Bright Sparks Club for school years 1 to 4 at East Beach Church on Friday between 5 and 6. Lots of fun, games, music, Bible stories. Contact 607741 or 605236 for some further details. Also on Friday, Selsey Specials Friday football at the Academy on School Lane, starting at 6 and finishing at 7. On Saturday, the Selsey Striders meeting at Hillfield Road Car Park between 8:30 and 9:30. And don't forget, of course, the regular sales at the Scout Hut and the Venture Club on Saturday mornings. Sunday the 15th of October, we've got the Selsey Power Rangers meeting at Hillfield Road Car Park between 9 and 10. Carpet bowls, 2 sessions on Sunday. The first one 9:30 till 10:30, and then in the afternoon 3 until 4. Both of those at Medbury Primary School. Also the morning for the Selsey Model Boat Club, where they sail radio-controlled boats on the pond at East Beach. New members are always welcome. Chris has some further details, 801 550. Monday morning, the 16th of October, 9:30 until 10:30, it's Dance and Tone at the Selsey Centre, keeping fit to great music. It's also the morning for Pilates. You're invited to go along to their friendly class held again at the Selsey Centre. That's between 10:45 and 11:45 in the morning. In the afternoon, Sing Your Heart Out between 1:30 and 3. This is a drop-in session, so just £3 if you turn up for 6 weeks. Do call Belinda 251 607 to confirm that you're going, and she looks forward to seeing you at Sing Your Heart Out. Also on Monday, Tai Chi for Beginners, a 12-week course running at the Selsey Centre. If you'd like to book, you need to phone 514 909. That starts at 3:30 and finishes at 4:30. 5 until 7, Selsey Basketball at the Academy Sports Hall from 5 o'clock in the evening, ages 7 to 11, and from 6 o'clock in the evening, ages 12 plus. On Monday the 16th of October, there are 2 sessions of Slimming World at Selsey Town Hall. The first one 5:30, the next one 7:30. Do call Becky for some more information about that. 07856 304 225. Netball for all once again on Monday at the Academy's School Lane between 6 and 7, and it's the Selsey Striders meeting at Hillfield Road Car Park. This is a group suitable for all who can run 3 miles. Starts at 6:30 and finishes at 7:30. Tuesday the 17th of October, there's an art class beginning at 9:30 and finishing at 12:30. Beginners are always welcome. £12.50 per session if you pay in advance, or £15 if you drop in. You can call 603 836 for some more details about that. Another session of Slimming World at the Town Hall between 9:30 and 10:30. Once again, Becky's the person to call, 07856 304 225. The VIP club will be meeting between 2 and 4, which is a club for the visually impaired. They meet at Hanover Close. And there's kickboxing for kids between 4:30 and 5:30 at the Selsey Centre. Girls' football takes place on Tuesday between 6 and 7 at the Academy School Lane. And there's netball for all at the Academy between 7 and 8:30. So that's the end of our weekly roundup of things to do in Selsey. Hope you find plenty to do there and that you enjoy some of those activities. I'll speak to you again next week. Bye for now.
Thanks, Alison, and she will be back later with news on the Witterings and Bracklesham. Now then, we welcome back Keith, who seems to have a hint of French.
Now, I don't know what you've done for your holidays this year, but we thought we'd do something different, just for a week anyway. And so we went down to Bordeaux in France and hired a gîte, and we stayed down there. And if only it was all that simple, it would have been wonderful. But it wasn't, because my wife is no good at travelling by ship, so she doesn't like even going on the ferry to Calais. And we were going down by car, my friend and myself, so that we had a car to run around in when we got there, because the gîte was a little bit out the way. So off we went. We left on the Saturday morning, and I have to say that was after me singing at a restaurant in East Wittering the previous evening. So by the time I actually got home and got to bed, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then up again at 5, and off up to Windsor to collect my mate, and then we drove down to Dover, and we got on the ferry. Well, it was all fairly easy going, and when we got off the other side, we decided that we'd drive down as far as Le Mans, and we'd stay in Le Mans overnight. And we booked a hotel, and that's exactly what we did. And we stayed in Le Mans overnight. Now, it's a 270-mile drive-ish from Calais down to Le Mans. But, of course, the French roads are easier to drive on. We were on one road that would be classed as a motorway, I guess, over here. And at one stage, and it was, mid-afternoon, we could see for about 2 miles in a straight line, and we couldn't see another vehicle in front or behind us. Absolutely incredible. But of course you do pay for the privilege, because driving on the roads in France, although it's easy to do because there's nowhere near as much traffic as there is in the UK, but of course you have the peages and you have to pay to drive on some of the roads. That being said, of course, I guess we spent, getting on for 80 quid each way on the motorway, so it's down to Bordeaux and then back. So it can add a fair amount to your week's holiday if you're not careful. Because if, like Chris and myself, you are great wine lovers, of course you can save that in a week very nearly. Some of the wines that you find in the area, especially of course around Bordeaux, are incredibly cheap and incredibly good value. And the best tip I can give anybody is to go into a small supermarket and watch what the locals are buying, because they know their wines and they won't buy any rubbish, but they will buy what you might consider to be rubbish because it's so cheap. They know exactly what they're buying, which vineyard it comes from, and whether it's drinkable or not. And so a good tip is just to follow them around and see what they're buying. And you can have some real bargains. You can buy some really good red wine for less than €4 a bottle. And we actually bought some very drinkable red Bordeaux wine for €2.18. And now you'd be putting that on your chips in this country, but down there, not so. Now, if you're thinking about hiring a gîte, and after last year's episode that we went, I would recommend it because it was a fabulous place. This year, not quite so, but still a very, very nice place. Out in the country, huge grounds, fabulous place. And typically French, of course. The only trouble is, on arrival, we needed to contact the key holder, not the owner, but the person that holds the keys for it, and who manages it for the owner. And we did that. We managed to get through on the phone because we were arriving just a little bit later than we expected. And we got through on the phone, and the chap couldn't speak a word of English. Well, he's only as ignorant as me because I can't speak a word of French. So between us, we didn't manage to communicate at all. But eventually, my mate came up with his best schoolboy French and just managed to explain that we'd come to stay at the gîte that we booked in, and this was our names. And it turns out that apparently he wasn't aware of any booking. So that really put it off to a bad start. But we managed to get in and get it sorted out for the evening, and his my mate's wife, that is, was coming the following day. She was driving up from Barcelona, and she speaks French, so we thought if we can fend it off for one day, we're okay, we're on safe ground. My wife, of course, took the easy route. She flew out of Southampton into Bordeaux, and we picked her up at the airport. And what had taken us 2 days to do took her about 3.5 hours in total from leaving home. So I know probably who's the wiser judge. Anyway, if you're down around there, you're surrounded by fabulous vineyards and chateaux, and you can go into the chateaux and you can taste some of the wines, and it really is worth a visit. And there are lots of small wine-producing villages and towns that are as picturesque now as they were 200, 300 years ago. And we went into a couple of these little places, and they were absolutely fabulous, and they treat you very, very well. And we went into, on the way back, we went into Cognac. Well, why wouldn't you? And we stopped off in Cognac, so we thought we'd taste some local produce there. And we went into a little shop, and the chap behind the counter, a young guy, spoke perfect English, was only too glad to accommodate us. And so he brought these little glasses of cognac, and we kept tasting them, and thankfully we didn't have to drive. Sally was driving, so that was okay. So we tasted the cognac, and very generous he was with it as well. And we both bought bottles of cognac for 30 odd quid that you would pay 60 odd pounds for in this country. So there is a bargain to be had even still if you're a little bit out of the way, a little bit on the outskirts, as it were. My advice to anybody thinking of going to France is take a phrase book, because it is a difficult language. If you don't know any of it at all, it is a difficult language to get by with. Spanish, you can get by with fairly easy. French, a little bit different. But we found the people so accommodating everywhere we went. Little restaurants and stuff, really taking care of us, and I would recommend it, and I would certainly think about going back in the not too distant future. And hopefully next year I'll drive down there and I'll take my grandsons with me, and hopefully they can speak a bit of French by then. Anyway, if you're thinking about going to France, I can certainly recommend the Bordeaux region, which was wonderful, but take it easy. It's about nearly over 520 miles drive from Calais. So, split the journey, take it easy. And where better than to stop, of course, in Le Mans. And Le Mans Old Town is rather nice. And, of course, if you're like me, you're interested in cars, you can go to the Le Mans Museum, which is well worth a visit. And you can also drive up the Mulsanne Straight, which is not quite as straight as it used to be, but it's still part of the circuit, and you can drive up it. It's a public road, so why not treat yourself, have a thrash up the Mulsanne Straight, and spend the evening in Le Mans. Couldn't be any better.
Thank you, and welcome back, Keith, and there'll be more from him later. Time now for another Alison report.
Hello and welcome once again to our weekly look at what's happening in the Witterings and Bracklesham. First of all, on Tuesday, the Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching sessions will be happening once again. First one 10 till 12, first one 10 till 11 and the second one 11 until 12. £4 per person per hour, and that's held at West Wittering Sports Field. Also on Tuesday, Little Explorers play and learn together at Bracklesham Barn. That's from 10 until 11:30. Then in the afternoon, Steady and Strong Strength and Balance takes place at Bracklesham Barn between 2:30 and 3:30. And then from 4:30 until 6, it's ARO Kids Kickboxing. At 6:30, there's the Beginner Ukulele Club at Bracklesham Barn. That goes on until 8:30 in the evening. And it's also the Katie Roo Rebound Boots class at Bracklesham Barn between 6:30 and 7:30. At West Wittering at the Memorial Hall, it's the evening for the Community Pop Choir to have their regular rehearsal. That starts at 7 and finishes at 9. And then at Bracklesham Barn, there's the Badminton Club. They start at 7:30 and run through until 9:30. And at Pond Barn, there's free pool every Tuesday. On Wednesday, table tennis, that's a drop-in and play for adult session at Bracklesham Barn between 10 and 12, and it's also the morning for CBT motorcycle training at Bracklesham Barn. That starts at 9 and finishes at 11, but it is on a pre-booked basis. At lunchtime, belly dancing with Step Inside at Bracklesham Barn between 12:30 and 1:30. And then in the early evening, Louise runs her Zumba class at Bracklesham Barn. That starts at 6:30 and finishes at 7:30. Also on Wednesday, line dancing at the British Legion, 7 until 9. Moving on now to Thursday. Busy Bugs Toddler Gym starts our morning at Bracklesham Barn between 9:30 and 12, and it's the morning for Stitch and Yarn at the Witterings Medical Centre. That starts at 10:30 and finishes at 12:30. At East Wittering Library, it's the morning for Knit and Natter. They begin at 11 and finish at 12:30. At West Wittering Memorial Hall, the Witterings Art Group have their regular session between 10 and 12. And in the afternoon, there's a Keep Fit exercise class at East Wittering Village Hall. That starts at 2 and finishes at 3. At West Wittering on a Thursday, there's short mat bowls. 2 sessions there, one in the morning, 10 till 12, the other in the afternoon, 2 until 4. Both of those at West Wittering Memorial Hall. Dave has a few more details, 673-847. And then in the evening, there's a mixed ability Pilates class between 6 and 7 at East Wittering Village Hall, and there's also private ballroom and Latin classes. That starts at 7 o'clock at East Wittering Village Hall. If you'd like to go along, you need to book at www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. It's also the evening for the Junior Youth Club, that's for ages 8 till 12 at the Youth Centre between 5 and 6:30, followed by the Seniors, that's for ages 12 to 17, again at the Youth Centre. That starts at 6:30 and finishes at 8:30. And then at the British Legion on Thursday, there's bingo at 7:30 in the evening. Every Friday at Bracklesham Barn, we start the morning with Pilates. That starts at 9:30 and runs through for an hour, finishing at 10:30. Then in the afternoon, there's short mat bowls at Bracklesham Barn between 2 and 4. At East Wittering Village Hall in the afternoon, starting at 2, finishing at 5, there's Coastliners line dancing. And also in the afternoons, Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching session on a Friday. These are for the beginners, starting at 2, finishing at 2:45 at West Wittering Sports Field. Then at 5 o'clock at Bracklesham Barn, it's time for the UK Film Academy. That runs from 5 until 9. And at Pond Barn, it's jukebox night from 7 until midnight. At East Wittering Village Hall on a Friday, once again there is private ballroom and Latin class. You need to book for that, www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. Specials going on over the weekend. At Billy's on the Beach, it's the Beer and Batter Weekend. That's going to be held from Friday until Sunday between 12 noon until 8:30 in the evening. And then on Saturday, the 14th of October, there's a craft market with a nearly new book sale. That's going to start at 10:30 in the morning, running on until 3:30 in the afternoon at East Wittering Village Hall. On Sunday, as usual, the Windrush Church have their regular meeting at Bracklesham Barn, starting at 10:30 in the morning. And it's also quiz night at Pond Barn. That starts at 8. Back to our regular features for the week, starting on Monday, low impact aerobics at Bracklesham Barn, starting at 9:15 and finishing at 10:15. Little Ducklings Mother and Toddler Group also on Monday at Bracklesham Barn, 9:30 till 11:30. And there's short mat bowls at Bracklesham Barn from 10:30 until 1. In the afternoon on Monday, there's an afternoon bingo session at the Royal British Legion, beginning at 2 o'clock. Then later in the evening, Zumba with Louise at Bracklesham Barn, 6:30 until 7:30. And at East Wittering Village Hall in the evening, between 7 and 10, it's line dancing. Elaine runs her yoga class at Bracklesham Barn on Mondays, between 7 and 8:30. And then Verity runs her ARO Ladies Beginner Kickboxing, again at Bracklesham Barn, between 7:30 and 8:30. Moving on now to Tuesday, Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching sessions, 2 of those, 10 till 11, the second one 11 until 12, £4 per person per hour, and that's held at West Wittering Sportsfield. Little Explorers Play and Learn Together have their session at Bracklesham Barn between 10 and 11:30 in the morning, and then in the afternoon, Steady and Strong Strength and Balance at Bracklesham Barn between 2:30 and 3:30. At 4:30 at Bracklesham Barn, it's time for ARO Kids Kickboxing. That runs until 6 in the evening, and it's also the day for the Beginner Ukulele Club at Bracklesham Barn, starting at 6:30, finishing at 8:30. Also at 6:30 at Bracklesham Barn, Katie Rue Rebound Boots class. That's an hour from 6:30 until 7:30. On Tuesdays, the Community Pop Choir rehearse at West Wittering Memorial Hall between 7 and 9. And it's also the evening for the Badminton Club at Bracklesham Barn between 7:30 and 9:30. And don't forget, on Tuesdays, there's free pool at Pond Barn. Another special for Tuesday, the 17th of October, the Witterings Camera Club will be meeting. The competition is DPI, Yachts, Ships and Boats Prints, an open-themed sports pavilion at Rookwood Road, West Wittering, starting at 7:30 in the evening. You can contact Richard Emery, who's the chairman, for some more details about the Camera Club, 670-798. So that's all for now. Hope you find plenty of things to do during the week, and I look forward to speaking to you once again next week. Bye for now.
Lots going on again, and now with Keith safely settled in his kitchen, let's find out what he has learned in France.
And here we have this week's recipe, which is chickpea aubergine casserole. Rather nice it is too. Now this will serve 4 with plenty for everybody, I think. And this is what we need. 1 tablespoonful of cumin seeds, 2 tablespoonful of coriander seeds, 2 teaspoonsful of dried oregano or thyme, 5 teaspoonsful of vegetable oil, 2 onions chopped, 1 red pepper de-seeded and cut into 2 centimetre chunks, 1 aubergine cut into 2 centimetre chunks, 2 garlic cloves chopped, 1 fresh green chilli chopped, 400 grams of canned chopped tomatoes, 400 grams of canned chickpeas drained and rinsed, 225 grams of green beans cut into 2 centimetre lengths, 600 ml of stock, and 3 tablespoons of chopped fresh coriander. And this is what we do. Dry the fresh seeds in a heavy based frying pan for a few seconds until aromatic. Add the oregano and cook for a further few seconds, then remove from the heat and transfer to a mortar and crush with a pestle. Heat the oil in a large heavy base casserole dish and cook the onions, red pepper and aubergine for 10 minutes until soft. Add the ground seed mixture, the garlic and the chilli and cook for a further 2 minutes. Add the tomatoes, chickpeas, green beans and stock, bring to the boil, then cover and simmer gently for 1 hour and stir in the coriander and serve immediately. How's that, vegetarian? Spicy chickpea and aubergine casserole. Very tasty indeed. And that's it for this week. Bye for now. And here we go with this week's recipe, and it's spaghetti with parsley chicken. And this is what we need, and this will serve 4 people. And what we want is 1 tablespoonful of olive oil, the thinly pared rind of 1 lemon cut into julienne strips, 1 teaspoonful of finely chopped fresh root ginger, 1 teaspoonful of sugar, some salt, 250 millilitres of chicken stock, 250 grams of dried spaghetti, 4 tablespoonsful of butter, 225 grams of skinless boneless chicken breasts diced, 1 red onion finely chopped, and the leaves from 2 bunches of flat leaf parsley. And this is what we do. Heat the olive oil in a heavy base saucepan, add the lemon rind and cook over low heat, stirring frequently for 5 minutes. Stir in the ginger and sugar and season with salt and cook stirring constantly for a further 2 minutes. Pour in the chicken stock, bring to the boil, then cook for 5 minutes or until the liquid is reduced by half. Meanwhile, bring a large heavy base saucepan of lightly salted water, not water, to the boil. Add the pasta, return to the boil and cook for 8 to 10 minutes or until tender but still firm to the bite. Meanwhile, melt half the butter in a frying pan, add the chicken and onion and cook, stirring frequently for 5 minutes or until the chicken's light brown all over. Stir in the lemon and ginger mixture and cook for 1 minute. Stir in the parsley leaves and cook, stirring constantly for a further 3 minutes. And then drain the pasta and transfer to a warmed serving dish. Then add the remaining butter and toss well. Add the chicken sauce, toss again and serve. Nice and simple. Spaghetti with parsley chicken.
Thanks, Keith. Glad I'm not a chicken. And with that, it's me done for another week. So thanks for listening. And it just remains for me to thank all our contributors, including Local Life magazine, our presenters Alison and Keith, not forgetting, of course, our producer John Fletcher. So it's goodbye from me, Tony Weiner. Until next time, bye.